Hello and welcome. Chance here with Dark Path Emporium, and this is our introduction to Hero Forge. What is Hero Forge, you're probably wondering? Well, very simply put, it's a website that allows you to create your very own miniatures. And the best part about that is when you're done creating them and making them tailored to your own unique preferences, you can download the STL or the 3D model, or you can actually have Hero Forge print out the model for you in a wide variety of materials. So they have a plastic here, comes in a gray primer with some layer lines. So, it I believe they're filament printed. They might be resin printed if I'm not mistaken, but based on some of the models I've gotten in the past, they seem to be very fine-tuned filament printed. But they're still pretty cool. So you can pay them to print out the model for you, or they'll actually send out 2D color stand-ins for you, also pretty nice. Or you can do colored plastic, which is a proprietary kind of coated thing to them. Or you could have them send it to you in antiqued bronze, which is very, very pricey. Very pricey, very cool. I will say that. Very cool, but still very pricey. I personally just download the STLs and then I print out as many of the miniatures that I've created as many times as I want. So that's always nice. But yeah, just as an introductory, that's what they offer to you. And let's kind of dive in here as to what we've got going on. So on the species tab here, I have selected the human preset, the masculine version, but you can also choose feminine persuasions as well. And typically you've got the option for a wide variety of the species. Of course, you're going to have the newer models like this, the animal models that come in, that you don't really have that option. But other than that, you do have many, many, many other options here. So just going with our character here, you can change quite a bit on your character. We'll actually move down to the body tab here and kind of start off with a foundation as to what this character is going to be. So you can change the height of the character. So currently this character is 5'5". They can go all the way up to 11 feet or all the way down to 3 feet. So you can create a wide variety of characters, from gnomes to hobbits. You can make dwarves, elves, humans, giants. Really, whatever your imagination will allow you to do in these bounds, you can pretty much do it. You could change the head size. You can change the arm size. So if you want like a super skinny character, you can do that. If you want him to be a little bit bulky, a little bit heavier, you can do that as well. So again, going back to one of my favorite species, the dwarves, this is a great tool to do that. And I have made some pretty fun characters in regards to these sliders here. You can also add things like wings if you want to go into that. They have a wide variety. We will be doing tutorials, character tutorials, 10-minute builds, things like that, challenges later, at a later date, of course. And for now, though, we're just gonna, again, it's an introductory. We're just gonna kind of go over the basics here. You could choose outfits, preset outfits. You can go into the individual parts, choose things like that. Gear, you can choose what's in their hand, on the side, on the back, like a backpack or a cape. As of now, they don't have the ability to add both items on the back at one time. Hopefully, they'll be able to do that. It would be really cool to have a cape and a backpack at the same time, because, anybody who's seen Lord of the Rings or really any fantasy film, typically the travelers are going to have a pack. So it'd be really cool to see that. You can also add back items to the pack as well, which is pretty sweet in my opinion. You can give them earrings, rings. So on each hand, through these little tabs here, on the fourth finger, what is the fourth finger here? So yeah, your little pointer finger. You could choose rings, things like that. You can choose earrings. If she had cat ears, you could put earrings on her cat ears. You can give her eyebrow piercings, belly button piercings if she didn't have a shirt on. And then you can pose the character. As of currently, they don't have or I should say they have a very limited option on the lower half of the body as to how you can pose it. So right now, the highest that you can lift a leg is through the kicking pose. That's as high as that leg is going to go, unfortunately. I really hope in the future that they will allow us to kind of manipulate the legs in a better way. I think technology-wise and coding-wise they can do it, but I think that there might be some things behind the scenes as to why they're not letting us do that, and probably because there's a lot of perverts out there. But hey, I get it. You need to protect yourself and make this as available to everybody as you can without getting in trouble. So I completely get why they're, holding off on that. But one really cool thing that posing wise we do have is the whole upper body. So anything from literally the ears to the face. So this is just preset, kind of like choosing clothes, things like that. You've got sliders, or you can get super in depth and change things like the face. So these chains here that you see will allow you to, basically this is just universal posing. So anything that you do here is going to universally move the mouth. Whereas if I changed it, I now have the option to move the bottom or the lower and the upper portion of the lips and kind of give them a little bit more unique changes. So keep that in mind as well. It can get really in depth. So if you're going to use this website and you're going to use the program that they have, just be aware that if you can imagine it within the confines of what they're allowing you to do, and you just kind of experiment yourself, you'll be able to create some really, really unique characters. And that's just kind of a slight introduction to what you can do. You can also add some extra minis. I believe you can add up to 3 minis on the same base, depending on size. I haven't toyed around too much as to what height or what size it's limited to. The smaller, the better, though. And then you can add like a mount to the character. So right now she's riding this tiger, saber-toothed tiger, flaming tiger kind of thing. You can also kind of pose the rider. It looks like you can add a second character. Again, I don't really mess with the mounts or anything like that, but because I'm going to make tutorials, we're going to be playing with this in the future together. So you can also change the base, which is really cool. Right now it looks like the character's on a 2-inch base. If it was just actually, you can change it. Again, I haven't messed with any of the mounts, but it looks like, you can change the size of the base to 1 inch or auto, which will encompass the whole model itself. Then you've got different shapes, textures, things like that. And then you can also manipulate the rim if that's something that you'd like to do. And then you can also label the bottom. A lot of these things, these are just added things that people can do. Obviously, I don't really mess with these things. I'm more of really just messing with the singular model and trying to see what I can do scenery wise. And as a matter of fact, I'll show you one of the characters. This is actually one of my favorite poses that I've done. Like in this scene here, and of course, again, I will show tutorials on how to do things like this, but to give some backstory, this gentleman off to the right has been at war for a long time, and his beloved and his dog have been at home. The war has ended. He has finally come home, and to greet him, she has run down the porch of their home through the grass and has jumped into his arms, and they are sharing a kiss, and they're both crying. So they've got tears rolling down their face. They're sharing a kiss. They're embracing. They're happy. They're in love. The war is over. It's a very hopeful, sweet scene. And yeah, you yourself could make something like this. And I'm going to do some tutorials and show folks how to do that. So just to give you some inspiration. So I think that kind of concludes the introductory video. I'm not going to edit this out. This is my first video, and I just want to be as raw and straight to y'all as I can. But yeah, I'm Chance, and this is Dark Path Emporium, and this is our introductory video, again, to Hero Forge, and I look forward to making some tutorials in the future and for you to tag along. If you like this video, please subscribe. We'll keep you up to date, and we'll show you some new content in the future. But as of now, thanks for joining us, and if you like the video, we appreciate you. And yeah, thanks.